Hi, my name is Karen Daniel, and I am the Twitchy Stitcher here on FlossTube and Twitchy Stitcher 01 on Instagram. This is FlossTube number 13, and today's date is Friday, May 1st. I want to welcome you all to my craft room. Hi to all my friends, and to any new friends who have dropped by. Today I'm going to share some whips, some finishes, some challenge results, and plans for May, which is my birthday month. So there's big plans. The first thing I want to show you is 3 finishes. One fully finished, and the other fully finished is a start and a finish. So this is a big deal for me. The first thing I want to show you is Queen Bee, and it was because of Tamara. I'd rather BEE stitching, and it was her birthday month, and she asked everyone to start or stitch on a bee project. And I happened to have just the one from Shannon Christine, and I thought, oh, that will be perfect. So this is the Shannon Christine one. But a girlfriend of mine a few months ago had given me a set of nesting boxes. And sorry, I really wanted to get some finishes on them. So this is the Queen Bee. And she's in a nesting box. And this is the smallest one. And I think it's just adorable. It's still got the marks from the clips. They'll fade out, but I just thought it was so cute. And I've already shown it to Tamara, so she knows I finished it. So this was a start and a finish for April. The next one is the Easter Countdown, another Shannon Christine. Those of you who know me know my Shannons and my Jones are very important. So this was a stitch along, but you got to pick each ornament as you wanted to. So I started this in April. Really? No, I started in March. I did the frame ahead of time. So I finished this in April, and this is the full finish. And I just put it a board back because it's just leaner. I have a stand, and I can just take out leaners and put them in. So this is it. So I'm really pleased with this. I like the colors. I did leave the backdrop off of this one because I just thought it was a little bit too busy for my taste. But it is so adorable. And this is on a Kaylee fabric drip drop. And the next finish, boy, I'm starting to sound like a broken train, is another Shannon Christine. And this one is Spring Pots. And it is also on drip drop. It's a 14 count, and it's 3,245 stitches. Started in March, finished in April. So those are my finishes. So I'm really happy with that, because I've got a feeling for the next couple of months I might not have too many finishes with all the Jones I'm working on. The next one is a restart. Now, I've been working on this since 2019, and when I changed it from paper pattern to pattern keeper, I found a couple of mistakes that were going to take severe frogging. And because of so many quarter stitches in her face, I didn't like it. It didn't float. It was more patchy. And I guess it's just the way that I did the quarter stitches, but it didn't work for me. So I decided at 80% to restart it. So, because I really loved it, it took me a long time to decide what to do about the mistakes. So this is The Water Goddess by Joan Elliott. And I think she's just exquisite, but I just wasn't happy with mine. So this is her restarted. And as you can see, her face is just lovely in this one. This is why I started right here, because if the face didn't work, I was going to set the project aside. But the face is just lovely. You can see the shading from her nose and her cheeks and under her chin, and that's exactly what I wanted. So what I did was I lessened the amount of quarter stitches, and where Pattern Keeper will highlight one of the quarter stitches, I did that as a full stitch instead. And I think that made a big difference in the continuity of the pattern. So I'm really pleased with the change in that one. And in April, I got 1,602 stitches for 3.5%. So it's a next year finish pattern now. The next one is another Joan Elliott, and this is Canadian Beauty. I started this in February of 2024, and it's on Easy Breezy Lemon Squeezy by Kaylee, and it has a total of 18,588 stitches. Now, in 2024, I finished her to 32%. By the end of 2025, I had her at 46%. And WIPGO in April, with 2,167 stitches, took her to 53%. Now, in April, what I did was I basically came across and worked the bottom of the skirt, the wolf, the owl, and these leaves, and they're wild violets. But I haven't done the back work for the stems and that. But you can see it's a snowy owl and it's just a gray wolf. But previously I had done this bouquet, her hair, and the maple leaf behind her. The chronic is done, and I did the back stitching in her face just so I could see how her face would look. So any blank spots are beads. And I think she's just stunning. There's still a few more animals to go. So there's still a bear, a beaver, a loon, and what's that little guy? A little fox. So just some other Canadian wild animals. And I think it's stunning, and I just love that one. I think once I get the face done and I can see the details of the face, it just makes me fall in love so much with it. The next one you'll have seen recently. Oops, sorry. knocked the hammer. Okay. With Y2K, with Karen the Stitching Owl, we showed our progress on the cardinal. Karen's done hers already. And it's stunning, absolutely gorgeous. But mine, I got 506 stitches in April, and it's at 27%. This is mine, and it was a restart because I didn't like the colors. But this time I'm really happy with the colors. And this time I finished the tail. So I really like the bright red colors in this. So I worked on probably about 3/4 of the tail this month. And it's 8,210 stitches, so it's going to take me a while. This is my Christmas stitch, so the 24th and the 25th of every month I work on it. So I hope to have it done by about October, so I can finish it and have it up for Christmas. And that's on Zweigart Rustico 18 count oatmeal 1/1. I generally do 14 count 2/1. So almost everything else is either 14 or 16 2/1. The next one is my Lola Crow stitch. Yes, she finally released Museum After Midnight, which is, this is the frame she released with Hope, the blue whale, her skeleton from the Natural History Museum in London, looking up. Now, the frame is 6,307 stitches, so yeah, it's not a walk in the park. It's a commitment. I'm working on it Friday and Saturday every week until the end of September. So I have 1,435 stitches done so far. This is the middle arch, and this is the far right arch that I still have to go up and around. Then I'll do the other arch, and then I'm going to go down. I was going to go up and get the whale started for, well, hello there with Charlie. But I decided to go down because Amy released, because, you know, people can get overwhelmed with that many stitches. She released saying where the first releases are, and the first releases are all in the bottom row. So in case I get a little tight up here, I want to make sure the bottom row is ready for the first release. The second release is the blue, and then the blue, and then the green. So I'll be safe for all the releases as long as I can get the bottom done. I intend to get all of it done, but just in case, I know I can do it. You never know when something happens. And the next one is a new start, and it's also a whale for whale. Hello there from Charlie. And I'm doing Pigeon Coop's humpback whale. So this is 3,694 stitches, and it's only on 14 count, just a regular blue Aida, but it's a softer Aida, so it's nice to stitch with. And I just have a little bit more of his tail to do, and these 3 stripes, and then the whale will be done. So Hope in the Museum was my first whale. The humpback whale is my second whale. So yes, if I'm counting, you know there's more than a couple. And that's Pigeon Coop, and it's all in beautiful blues, and it's just stunning. And that's going to be my daily stitch, my daily 100 stitch of the month. So it will be a finish in May. The next one is my leap year Sal, and that's my Edwardian dollhouse. I started it in February of 2024, and it's Maria Diaz. And it was part of a series of magazines she did. It was 3 magazines. I think it was the Cross Stitcher. I'll have to check and see. In April, I brought it to 83.2%. And let's see if I can get it situated here. I did finish the kitchen, did all the back stitching, and then did all the back stitching around the door. So you can now see there's a basket with clothes, some dishes, the stove has got a kettle on it, there's plants, there's some dishes and a coffee grinder up here, tea towels, sink, and you can see the cupboards. So I'll start the parlor next, and that should probably take me 3 months to do the parlor. It's quite a bit of stitching. And then the front gate and gardens. So it is, what did I say, 83%. So it will be a finish the end of this year, or maybe next year if I take longer to do the back stitching, because there's a lot of back stitching in the parlor and an incredible amount of back stitching in the gardens and the wrought iron fencing and gates. So it's the next few months are going to be very time consuming. The next one is my temperature stitch. It's called Local Conditions by Satsuma Street, and it's a cityscape. And I'm working on this with my best friend Christine, and she lives about a half an hour from me. So we regularly have a degree or difference in temperature. So it's surprising me how even so close our colors are different. So this is January, February, March, and almost the end of April. And as you can see, we've been getting warm days and cool days, and it's just been crazy weather. We'll get like 18 and 19 a couple days, and then we'll go to 9 and 8, and it's like rain, and it's just, the temperature is just crazy here this year. So you can see the warmer days and the cooler days very clearly. And this is on Baba Ganoush, 16 count Baba Ganoush. What I tend to do is I tend to put any of my beaded pieces on 14 count and any of my regular stitching on 16 count. So that's so pretty. And the next one is Mermaid's Realm. And I think Pam from Ditsy Daisy Stitches is working on this. And I don't know if Katherine and Lily, if she's finished it or not. But mine is on 16 count Baba Ganoush. And mine is in a deep, bright purple. And so this month I finished all the inside pieces of this. And I started going up and going across for the alphabet goes in there. Now this is my Monday stitch, so I work on this every Monday. So it stays in the hoop because I just work on it continuously. And it is a total of 22,594 stitches. In April, I got it to 29.9%. Why not take it to 30? But I don't realize until I'm done with everything that I should have gone to 30. So the next little bit is the alphabet right there. So that should go pretty quick. So it's quite a long piece. But I really like it. The next one is the Pink Flamingo. It's designed by Stitchcraft by Mary. And I started this for Melanie of Uplift Stitches for her birthday sale. And then in April, I continued it for Bethany of Bethany the Bird Stitcher for her birthday sale. I'll be so glad when in May I don't have to say that Sal name anymore. But anyway, in April, I got it to 68.89%. And this is it. It's so bright and springy, and I love the green and pink together. I love florals because I love green and pinks together, but this was so unique. I just loved it. And if you know me, you know I have a thing for flamingos. I think they're my lucky animal, my lucky bird. So there it is in its entirety. And what I did this month was I filled in the Quakers. I started the green and I finished the top of the bird and part of the neck and beak. Just love those colors. He's so cute. So I will continue stitching on him just because he's so much fun. So I'm probably not going to get to him in May, but June it will come out, and I'm going to try to finish him in June. And let me see. The next one is the Black Pearl by the Stitchy Witcher. The Witchy Stitcher. Sorry, Meg. Didn't mean that. And I have renamed it the Blue Pearl. And it is on 16 Count Malarkey by Kaylee. It's 5,768 stitches, and I started this in March. And this is done on 16 count, but I've used floss. So this is one strand of floss, and this is basically a 17 count fabric, because it's a 16 count and it was dyed to 17. And I changed the black to blue. So that is actually BL. So the U and the E are the two letters I made up. And I finished this part and probably up there. So the Kraken arms and more of the sails are what I finished this month. And I have a terrible picture of it, but that's it in its entirety. The next thing is my RPG challenge from Michael from Uplift Stitches. I worked on filling out more of my character pages, and Brina is my character. Her species is gnome. Her class is druid. I now have her background as a hermit. And any of my friends who know me, I'm a hermit. I'm a homebody. But her skills are sleight of hand and stealth. And her proficiency is a disguise kit and thieves' tools. So I've got a feeling my character might not be on the up and up. She also has a small knife and a city map. And her proficiency, what was that? Oh, I told you, the sleight of hand. So I'm waiting to see what my character comes up with next, but I got a feeling she's not a do-gooder. And the next thing was April from I Spy by Laura of Stitching by the Shore. Shaped like a diamond, my humpback whale has icons that are the diamond shaped. 2 starts with an L, and that was local conditions. 3, seen in a garden, was my water goddess who's sitting on a lily pad. And in our backyard and gardens, we have a fish pond that has a lily pad in it. So that's why it's seen in our garden. Number 4 was something with a horn, and that was the black pearl, because the kraken, which is a squid octopus type animal, has a horned beak. 5, a project that makes you laugh or smile, pink flamingo. I always smile when I see a flamingo. The color gray, the wolf in Canadian Beauty was a gray wolf. Found in a book title, Queen Bee. I went on my Kindle and researched, and several authors have a book titled Queen Bee. None of them I've read, but a couple I bookmarked to go back and read about them to see if I want to read them. 8 was something that hops, and that's the bunny in my Easter countdown. Something with wheels. 2 subscribers pointed out that the black pearl would have a ship's wheel. So thank you for both you ladies writing that down, because I was stumped, so I got it. And number 10 is Blown by the Wind, and that's the waves in Mermaid's Realm. May. Plans for May. Well, it's my birthday, and I'm decided, like Katie, just to go crazy this month. So I have several new starts. I'm going to be doing the Flamingo Mandala with Laura for Mandala May. And there's other people who will be doing mandalas too, and I'll talk about them as I do the next floss tube with a more information about the stitches. The next one is the Humpback Whale from Charlie's Well, Hello There. Museum After Midnight, which is a Lola Crow stitch along, which also fits Well, Hello There. The Coral Mermaid is my birthday start. And that'll be in the middle of the month. I'll start that, so you'll see that. The next one is the Time Traveler. So I'll have 2 Joan Elliots. So just for starts. But they've both been kitted up. Time Traveler has been kitted up for 2 years waiting for her start, so she's finally getting it. The next one is another, well, hello there, and it's a Porthole to Paradise. It's an old kit from Kyle Hollingsworth. It's a true colors pattern. They were very popular in the 90s. So, and I'm going to be starting that with Katherine of Accounting My Stitches and Pam of Ditsy Daisy Crafts, which I had the absolutely thrill to meet on a Zoom last Tuesday. And I'm really happy to be friends with her now. So you'll have to check her out, and I will have her listed in the Stitchers in my comments. And my WIPGO calls for this month were 2 more Joan Elliott, Pearl Collector and Sunflower Fairy. So I'm really happy to be spending my birthday month with Joan. And I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoy what you saw, please like, subscribe, and comment. I love the comments and I read them all. So please be true to yourself. Oops, I forgot Singo. Just a second. The other thing I'm going to be doing in Plans May is Singo. Laura started this, and Karen did the single board, and it's in a beautiful bright red, and I'm cheap, so I painted it in black. But it is all the words to my favorite things that Julie Andrews sang in Mary Poppins. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens and so on. And there's 53 things I've picked out that I can try to match to my projects. So I just wanted to mention Singo. So check out Laura Stitching by the Shore and Karen the Stitching Owl for more on that stitch along for May. Now I'm done. Okay, thanks. And I will see you all next week when we watch Karen the Stitching Owl. Will have her new Floss tote next Friday, so I'll be watching along with all of you. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.